They say a picture's worth 1,000 words, but when you show people pictures from your hunting trip in New Zealand, you usually only hear one word: wow! Had you not been there holding the camera, you wouldn't believe such a place even existed. The same is true for Venator safaris and the clients that hunt with them. Had you not been holding the antlers yourself, you wouldn't believe such a tremendous animal existed either. Venator Safaris is located on the South Island of New Zealand, just minutes away from pristine hunting grounds. Guests of Venator enjoy the many amenities the lodge has to offer, as well as the wide range of species that can be hunted throughout the year: red stag, Rocky Mountain elk, Himalayan tahr, fallow deer, European chamois, and Arapara sheep.
So our goal here is we don't have a straight itinerary set for people. We really customise it to how people want to hunt. Obviously we get people from first-time hunters to kids that hunt with us. You know, we've had kids 5, 6 years old shoot their first animal. We've had wives that have shot their first animal, and we've had people that have hunted just about every country in the world. So really our aim is to sit down with a hunter, with a couple, with a family when they first arrive at our lodge, and really figure out what they're wanting. You know, what are they looking for in their New Zealand experience?
I have a very good friend. His name is Jeff Massey, and he is a big-time salesman of Best of the West and opened up a company that sells hunting products called Pinnacle. And it was him that talked me into coming to New Zealand. And the reservations of the long flight hesitated me to really want to come out to New Zealand, but I'm glad I did, because when I got here, it's incredible. I've never hunted or killed a red stag, and that was on my bucket list.
You would shoot a stag similar to that, but it would have more points in this one, 450, 460.
Guide Sean takes a moment to explain what characteristics he's looking for in a fully mature stag. Sean assures Mike, you'll know a big one once you see one. Over the next 2 days, Mike would sneak in on several different stags, some not quite big enough and others too fast to get a shot off in time. With a handful of missed opportunities and a pocket full of shells, Mike soldiers on into day 3 of his hunt.
So Sean gets us up. We kind of get to a spot where we kind of get up and walk up and look up a little ravine area, and boom, there he is. We spot this nice stag. One thing that locked me down, he had double drops on both sides. I said, man, that's the one. Sean, can we? Yes, that's the good one. Shoot him. Let's get him. Let's get set up. We're about ready to shoot, and boom, what happens? He starts on the move. He goes left. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. Wait till he stops. Wait till he stops. He runs right up towards this mountain to go over it, and he's headed right over. And at that point, then he stops. But guess what? Right behind a giant tree. I said, I can take him in the back. I can take him in the back. No, he was about 320 yards or something like that away. I felt very comfortable. Thought we could make a good shot. And he's behind that tree. We wanted to make a good shoulder shot, and so we waited. And then he takes off and he jumps and he runs over that mountain. So we didn't get a shot. So we decided to regroup, and we got back in the buggy. We're going to go head down where he kind of went over and kind of went around to look for him. So we went around the corner, and it was probably about a 10-minute buggy ride. And then we're coming around a corner, and then I look to the right, and bam, I spot one that's 220 yards. It's not the same stag. Guess what? He's bigger. Oh my God, he's bigger. It's on. I said, what's he look like, Sean? What's he look like? Let's shoot him, let's shoot him. He said, he's a good one, but I need you to know he's a good one now, he's a good one. I said, let's take him. I get set up, get everybody going. Send it. He hunkers up. He rolls around like that. You know, jack another one in. Let's go ahead.
Good shot.
Bam. He's down. He's down. victory.
Good job.
You the man.
What do you think, honey?
That is so awesome, baby.
Got it done?
Oh, I think so. Good job.
Went down there, looked at him, I saw him from about 20 yards, damn near passed. I said, okay, I'm good. I'm just like, killed one stag in my life. Here it is. I mean, it's crazy. The pictures do justice from that point on. I don't even know what to say. Unbelievable. Best of the West, dead on. Dead on. Pinnacle, Jeff Massey, thank you for the hunt of a lifetime. So glad I came. You're amazing. Duncan, your lodge, everything about you. This has been an unbelievable trip. Unbelievable. And thank you so much for this stag. Appreciate it.
That's what you're after?
That's what we're after. Giant. Land of the giant right here. Awesome.
A little trashy. I like it.
He took the 438. I can't say enough for the stag that I killed, and I want to say one of the greatest things about this is you have bonded me and my wife to hunting. She loved it so much and hunted with me every day. Laura, come here. My wife, tell them how awesome this place is.
Oh, it's been great. It's probably the top vacation I have had, and it's so much more than I thought. Honestly, I thought this will be great. Mike
Duncan
likes to
promised
hunt.
us that you need to bring your wife on this trip,
Yeah.
and let me tell you, you need to. It is, they will have a great time.
We'd just seen the top of a paddle in an area where I'd seen a really good chocolate buck a couple of weeks previously, and managed to sneak down and find where I thought this buck was, and we could just see the top of a paddle, and we'd waited a couple of hours for him to stand up, and he finally did, but turns out he wasn't the buck we're after, he was a spotted one. So we had another go the next morning, and lucky enough to find another chocolate buck quite a long way away, but yeah, we managed to find one sort of feeding early morning. In New Zealand, the fallow hunting is a pretty similar spot and stalk sort of scenario. There's three main colour phases with a fallow: the chocolate, the white, and the spotted coloured fallow. So here on our places, we're running about sort of 90% spotted population, about 8% chocolate, and maybe 1 or 2% white ones. So the chocolate ones are relatively rare to get one, especially so big, and we managed to find a really good one.
Marcus has got this eye, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like he's driving, looking at us like this, and then like this, and I'm looking at the mountain going like I'm gonna freak out. Not freak off, don't say that. And we're driving and stuff, and Marcus sees this fallow, and I'm like, oh, I think I can do this. I can do this. This is my shot. And so we get up there, and I am shaking so bad. And I told Jeff, I said, I look at him, and I said, I can't do this. You know, step back, take a breath. I get up there, and this fallow is, I don't know how to explain it. He is standing. He's standing perfect, actually, with his head looking at us. And he was an old fallow, but he was beautiful. He was standing there, and I get up there. Huskama, I mean, the scope is perfect, the gun, the best of the West, everything is lined up. We are ready to shoot, and I couldn't do it. I just had so much anxiety and everything. Maybe it's because it was a morning hunt. So I take a deep breath. I get back on there, and I said, okay, I'm ready. And took off the safety, and I shot. When you're getting ready to shoot and the anxiety that takes over your body is just, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's kind of like out of this world.
Shoot it again.
as I shoot, I heard it hit, and I wasn't 100% positive, and then I hear them say, "You better load," and I was so pissed because I've never had to reload, and that's the one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to wound an animal. All of a sudden, fallow starts to wobble, and he's down. Jeff comes over and high-fives me, and I have to say I just love seeing his face because he gets so excited.
That was a great shot off the
Oh
sticks.
my gosh.
250 yards off the sticks. That's not bad.
Did you see how bad I was shaking?
One shot Jody.
I didn't even have my 2 drinks.
Good job, Jade.
Thank you so much. All I can say is New Zealand never fails. It's our second time here, and I'll just tell you, beautiful, incredible animals and incredible guide.
Just so proud of you. You did awesome. It was on and off the sticks a couple of times just to make sure you were settled, and then big deep breath. And like 250 yards isn't easy off sticks, and I mean you put it exactly where you're aiming. You know.
This place has been the most incredible, beautiful lodge we've stayed at. It's the scenery is incredible. The people are incredible. We have just had the greatest time.
But you know, me shooting something was one thing, but seeing my wife shooting a fallow of that caliber, of any caliber at that, that was amazing. She loves it. I love to see it. I'm so proud of her. One thing about New Zealand, you know, it's not just a great place to come hunting. If you want to bring a wife or a family, this is the absolutely greatest place you could ever imagine bringing a wife. I've sent several of my friends here with their wives, and they come back saying that their relationships are much better than ever. And I think my wife and I will agree.
Yeah, so I was lucky to grow up on a farm with red deer. My father's not a hunter, but he has an immense passion for red deer. That's been pretty much since he was 18 or 19. That's been his passion of farming red deer, which is, you know, a huge part of the success of the business now because of the quality of the trophies that we're taking is to his vision from when he was young. So I suppose I grew up with that infectious passion, and now, yeah, I've hunted all around the world, but red stags still to me mean everything. I've hunted red stags in Romania, Germany, Austria, Spain, all over, and that is one of my missions, is to try and hunt the red deer on every single country and continent that's possible, because yeah, they really do mean so much to me.
Yeah, they're just so big in the body that don't underestimate how big they are. Yeah.
Duncan wanted me to shoot the biggest stag I could find. After a couple of days of looking for stag, we found one. We knew he was over 500 inches, and I had to range him about 6 times because he looked about 1,000 yards away, but he was only 500, which is still a long ways. I could still see his vitals. I had a perfect shot. The guide said, take him if you think you can take him. The wind was blowing 10 plus miles an hour, so I held at least 2 minutes wind, and I threaded the needle and put the bullet right where I wanted to be.
The Best of the West is brought to you by the Wild Sheep Foundation, Huntin' Fool, the Best of the West Shooting Systems, Defiance Custom Actions, Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable, Huskama Optics, and LongRangeStore.com. For information about hunting with Venator Safaris, please call Duncan Frazier at 6427-427-1009 or email at duncan@venatornz.com. For more information about the products and gear used on today's show, please visit LongRangeStore.com or call 1-866-754-7618.
nailed him. Like perfect. Just be ready to go again though, but you hit him like the centre shoulder. We had to crawl down the hill, we had to climb up the hills, and it was not easy getting to it, but when we got there, we found out it was a much bigger stag than we expected. It was probably in the 550 range. Every stag's different. You got your typical stags, then you got your non-typical stags with drops, but this one had double drop brows, had a fourth that had a big drop. He was a very unique stag. I was very happy with him, and I appreciate it, Duncan.
Marcus, that was awesome. Shooting this stag at 500 yards, had a lot of wind, crossed 2 canyons. Exactly 2 minutes of wind at 500 yards, and the bullet hit exactly where it was supposed to. We got a long walk with a big animal. Well, I'm sorry. You got a lot of work.
I thought you were carrying it.
Thank you.
Well done, bud.
Enjoyed it.
Good shooting.
My buddy Marcus, unbelievable guy. He caped it out and carried that thing up and down the mountains and got it back to the vehicle.
This New Zealand experience has spanned over 2 full episodes of the Best of the West. To recap the full adventure, Jeff Massey got things started with a 486-inch bull elk he shot with a crossbow from 45 yards away. Jay Presti kept things rolling on his high-adventure chamois and red stag hunt. Then Mike Riley dialed and dumped his very first red stag after several close encounters. Jody Massey retains her nickname of One-Shot Jody with her impressive 250-yard shot on a trophy fallow deer. Jeff went out with a bang by shooting a 500-inch stag of his own from 500 yards away. The hunting is only one aspect of what makes Venator Safaris the ideal destination for your New Zealand experience. The accommodations are both luxurious and comfortable at Cardrona Terraces. Enjoy 5-star dining professionally prepared with your own trophies from the field. Located just minutes away from downtown Wanaka, you can enjoy great shopping, day spas, recreation, and restaurants. When you come to New Zealand, the sky is not the limit. The Masseys and Rileys took a helicopter tour all across the southern island of New Zealand. From mountain glaciers to private picnics, a helicopter is the ultimate way to experience New Zealand.
Words can't explain how I feel today. It is just the most amazing thing being here with great friends. You see glaciers to waterfalls. The highest, I don't know if it's the highest waterfall here, but to see waterfalls, to land in a incredible setting and have lunch with cheese and wine and lobster, and this has been the most incredible trip I think I've ever been on.
All right, our last day at Venator, my buddy Duncan and Marcus, they set us up with Alpine helicopter with our great friends, Mike and Laura Riley, my wife Jody. Couldn't ask for a better end of our trip.
Incredible.
Hey, the stag hunt is unbelievable, but this helicopter ride at the end, icing on the cake. Unbelievable.
You got to come to New Zealand and experience it.
New Zealand, amazing.
Thanks for watching this episode of The Best of the West. Please join us next week for more long-range hunting adventures.